Good afternoon. I am Dr. Jayaprada, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, SLIMS. Okay, so we are going to see today the classes about antimicrobial agents and antimicrobial resistance. What is this antimicrobial? What means that antimicrobial? So here we are going to see classification of antimicrobial agents and intrinsic and acquired antimicrobial resistance, and also how to do the antibiotic sensitivity test. Okay, antimicrobial agents. The agents that kill or inhibit the growth of microorganism. So this is called antimicrobial agents. And what are the classifications? You can classify the antimicrobial agents in various ways. One is by according to the microorganisms against which they are used: antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiviral agents, etc. According to their ability to kill or inhibit the microorganism. Example, whether it could be a bactericidal or bacteriostatic. See, this microorganisms are antibacterial. So, you know, we will give you the doctors, clinicians will give the antibacterial lotion or antibiotic if you get any wound infections or any cold, fever, infection. If you see that any bacterial infections through culture or test, laboratory test, they will give you. If you have any fungal infection, they will give ointments like a ketoconazole, fluconazole ointment. So these are all the, according to the microorganisms, they have decided. Next classification according to the source: antibiotics. Okay, antibiotics and chemotherapeutic agents. Next, according to their site of action and usage: disinfectants, antiseptics, antibiotics. So according to the chemical structure and mechanism of action, see here, this is a cell wall. So cell wall synthesis, that is peptidoglycan synthesis. Here you can have the both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Mostly lipopolysaccharide present in the gram-negative bacteria. This is a cell wall peptidoglycan in the gram-positive bacteria. These are all the pouring channels. Okay, here the cell wall synthesis are dextrosine, glycopeptides, phosphomycin, vancomycin, and beta-lactam group of drug. So here the cytoplasmic membrane, what it will act as polymyxin B and daptomycin. So if you see the nucleic acid synthesis, that is fluoroquinolones will decrease the DNA gyrase, metronidazole will decrease the DNA synthesizes, and rifamycins decrease the RNA polymerase. Here, this is a drug, act as a drug efflux transporter, and this metabolic pathway, that is a folate pathway. This BABA is a converts to folate, and here synergism will occur, then it converts to the purines. So what are the drugs responsible for this? Sulfonamides, trimethoprim, and cotrimoxazole. Protein synthesis, that is 30S inhibitors, 50S inhibitors. So these are all 30S inhibitors are aminoglycosides, tetracyclines, tigecycline. 50S inhibitors are chloramphenicol, clindamycin, linezolid, and macrolides and streptogramins. These are all the structure and mechanism of action. So what are the antimicrobial agents? Classification, indication, and mechanism of resistance. So penicillin group. Drugs are penicillin G, that is aqueous penicillin G, procaine penicillin G, and benzathine penicillin G. It inhibits the cell wall synthesis. Gram-positive bacteria like Streptococcus, Pneumococcus, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Clostridium tetani, Clostridium perfringens. Other organisms are meningococcal infection, gonococcus, and Treponema pallidum. So what is the mechanism of resistance here? Drug inactivation by producing the beta-lactamase enzyme and alteration of target site and decreased the permeability. And penicillin is resistant penicillins are methicillin, oxacillin, chloroxacillin, dichloroxacillin. See here, if you take it out any wound infection, getting a pus culture or anything, if you are getting an organism called Staphylococcus aureus. So mainly you have to see the penicillin resistant group drugs. So they will keep along with the cephalosporins, they will keep the penicillin group drug, either methicillin or oxacillin or penicillin or ampicillin. So the penicillin and the cefoxitin become resistant. There is a sensitivity pattern is there. So with the according to that, we will do the antibiotic sensitivity pattern. The further slides I will show, and I will tell about the sensitivity pattern and everything. So if it is the penicillin is producing Staphylococcus aureus, if it is resistant, means that is called methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So what is the spectrum of activity of this penicillin resistant penicillins? Same as the penicillin producing Staphylococcus aureus, and aminopenicillin, that is ampicillin and amoxicillin. Sorry. Same as the penicillin, Enterococcus faecalis, Escherichia coli, Klebsiella, Helicobacter pylori, and Salmonella. Mechanism of resistance, drug inactivation producing beta-lactamase enzyme, and alteration of the target site will decrease the permeability. And pseudomonal penicillins are carbonicillin, piperacillin, and piperacillin. And beta-lactam plus beta-lactamase inhibitors. Beta-lactam group along with the inhibitors means combination drugs. Example, amoxicillin, amoxi plus amoxicillin plus clavulanic acid, piperacillin, tazobactam, and ceftazidimide, sulbactam. Like that combination it will come. Beta-lactam plus beta-lactam inhibitors. This also inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Mechanism of resistance, how this drug is getting resistance means here also same. Drug inactivation by producing beta-lactamase enzyme, alteration of target site, and decreased permeability. Cephalosporins, there is a generation is there for cephalosporins drug. First generation, second generation, third generation, fourth and fifth generation. First generation, this also spectrum of activity is inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Which organisms it will take? Staphylococcus aureus and gram-negative bacteria, and it will decrease the ASBL also. Extended spectrum beta-lactamase. What is that beta-lactamase? The lactamase, beta-lactamase enzyme which is present in the bacteria. If it is there means according to the genetic level only, this all resistance is getting. So if you keep any group of this cephalosporins generation group, if it is a resistant, you have to tell extended spectrum beta-lactamase, that organism, ESBL organism. And here first generation, cephazolin and cephalaxin, Staphylococcus aureus, Staphylococcus epididymis, and some gram-negative bacteria like E. coli and Klebsiella. Then second generation, cefoxitin, cefaclor, cefuroxime, same as the first generation, and also this will increase the gram-negative activity and increase the anaerobic activity. And third generation, ceftriaxone, cefotaxime, ceftazidime. Ceftriaxone, cefotaxime, ceftazidime. So this is the third generation. Second generation, cefoxitin, cefaclor, cefuroxime. Third generation, ceftriaxone, cefotaxime, and ceftazidime. And fourth generation, cefepime, cefepirone. Fifth generation, ceftobiprole and ceftrolin. So this fourth generation, it has a good activity against the gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria, including Pseudomonas. Pseudomonas is a gram-negative bacteria but comes under the non-fermenter group. So same as the fourth generation, MRSA, only beta-lactam to be effective against the methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. I told you before itself, that is MRSA. MRSA. Then ESBL, this is the external spectrum beta-lactamases. Carbapenem groups. Carbapenem, what is the carbapenem groups? Imipenem, meropenem, doripenem, and ertapenem. These are all carbapenem groups. If this carbapenem group get resistance, we have to tell that is a metallobeta-lactamase. That metallobeta-lactamase enzyme which is present in this carbapenem group will give the resistance to the bacteria. So you have to tell MBL group organisms. So this also inhibit the spectrum of activity, inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Mechanism of resistance produce carbipinamase, that is enzyme carbipinamase and efflux pump. What is a monobactam? That is a azithromycin. It will have the cell wall synthesis, inhibit the cell wall synthesis of gram-negative rods. And mechanism of resistance, ESBL. So in carbapenem, it is a broadest range of activity against the most bacteria, which include gram-positive cocci, Enterobacteriaceae group family, Pseudomonas, Listeria anaerobes like Bacteroides fragiles and Clostridium difficile. So this is a MRSA, Mycoplasma, etc. Then beta-lactam plus beta-lactamase inhibitors already told, no, ampicillin sulbactam, amoxicillin clavulanate, ceftaroxone sulbactam, ceftazidime and avibactam, ceftolozane and tazobactam, piperacillin tazobactam. These are all meropenem and vaporbactam. Mostly these are all have the second line of drugs also they will use. Thus, whoever marked as asterisk star mark, no, it has the excellent anaerobic coverage. Same as the spectrum of respective beta-lactam drug plus active against the beta-lactamase producing bacteria. So first line they will keep always, they will keep the first line and second line drugs. First line means without combination, they will use first. Then if it get resistant, they will go for the second line drugs and glycopeptidides. And for the drugs are vancomycin and ticoplanin. Here, these are all other cell wall inhibitors active against the MRSA. Mostly the vancomycin and levofloxacin are drug of choice. Ticoplanin or drug of choice. And for Clostridium difficile infection also, this will inhibit the cell wall. And alteration of target here, mechanism of resistance. Phosphomycin. It inactivates the enzyme called UDP, N-acetyl glucosamine 3, enol pyruvyl transferase, also known as MURA, required for the cell wall synthesis. And it active against urinary tract pathogens. And it also has the mechanism of resistance, alteration of target, and producing enzymes that inactivates phosphomycin. Desitracin. Mostly it has used as a topical ointments. Bactec. Okay, so they will use for gram-positive cocci infections, they will use desitracin. Aminoglycosides, gentamicin, neomycin, amikacin, streptomycin. So these are anti-30S ribosomal subunit. This inhibit the protein synthesis mainly for the Arabic gram-negative bacteria. And drug inactivation by aminoglycoside modifying enzyme and decreased permeability through gram-negative outer membrane and decreased influx of drug. Tetracyclines. This also protein synthesis inhibition, that is anti-30S ribosomal subunit. Tetracycline, doxycycline, minocycline, dimeclocycline. Mostly in older days and all, they will use a doxycycline. Now only the antibiotic resistance is very much became important because it came a very important thing in our community also, and also in our world level it is getting resistance. So if you are giving keep on giving the second line drugs and everything, mostly the antibiotic pump is dry. Okay, then mechanism of resistance here, decreased intracellular drug accumulation, ribosomal target site alteration, glycosylins, tigecycline, staphylococcus, enterococcus, and Acinetobacter and E. coli, and active drug efflux pump. Chloramphenicol, macrolides. Chloramphenicol active in the Haemophilus influenzae and also brain abscess, anaerobic infections, mostly enteric fever also. Macrolides, erythromycin, azithromycin, and clarithromycin. Here, mechanism of resistance, drug inactivation by producing chloramphenicol acetyltransferase enzyme and altered membrane transport. Macrolides, alteration of ribosomal target, active efflux of antibiotic. Next, clindamycin. Clindamycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus also is there in, mostly they will use for the toxic shock syndrome, which caused by Staphylococcus aureus, and excellent bone penetration and alteration of target ribosomal methylation. Linezolid, this is the drug of choice for MRSA also, because second line drug, very powerful drug. Mechanism of resistance, alteration of target site. And streptogramins are quinaprestin, dalfoprestin. So here this activity, spectrum of activity, Streptococcus pyogenes and Staphylococcus aureus, skin infections, and also in MRSA and VRE, that is vancomycin resistant enterococci. And alteration of target, active efflux, drug inactivation. Fluoroquinolones, nalidixic acid. Nalidixic acid and the fluoroquinolone first generation, Norflux, Ciproflux, Oflux, and second generation, Levoflux, Lomiflux. This Norflux, nalidixic acid, they will use for mostly UTI causing organisms, they will use. Alteration of target, DNA gyrase, poor transport across the cell membrane. Levoflux, Lomiflux, Moxiflux are used as a second line drug for Staphylococcus aureus, Pseudomonas, Vibrio cholerae, and Campylobacter. Metronidazole, tinidazole, these are all used for anaerobic organisms. These are all nucleic acid synthesis inhibitors as well as DNA synthesis inhibitors. Mechanism of resistance, decreased drug uptake, active efflux, and decreased drug activation. Nitrofurantoin, mostly this also used for the urinary tract infection. So this is mechanism of resistance, altered drug activating enzyme. So rifampicin, they will use as a drug for Mycobacterium tuberculosis, drug of choice. And isoniazid also for tuberculosis, they will use. And alteration of target, mechanism of resistance, and mutation is an enzyme, that is CAT-G enzyme. Here RBOB. See, this tuberculosis drugs also getting resistance now, community occurred like a community level, it is getting it. These are all communicable diseases, tuberculosis. But without taking proper treatment, these drugs are becoming resistant to the patients. Folic acids. Folic acid synthesis inhibitor, sulfadiazine, sulfacetamide, and cotrimoxazole. So here, mechanism of resistance, production of insensitive targets. That is the dihydropetrate synthetase, sulfonamides, and dihydrofolate reductase, trimethoprim. This will bypass the metabolic block. And other drugs like which act as antimicrobial agents that act on the cell membrane, gramicidin. This act as a topical ointment. Lipopeptides, that is a daptomycin. This also mechanism of resistance not defined. Polymyxin B, colistin or polymyxin E. Mostly they will use for the gram-negative infections. So here alteration of lipopolysaccharide and efflux pump mediated. So comes to the antimicrobial resistance. So agents we have seen, these agents have become resistant. How? Why it is getting resistance? Even though the clinicians will give you the tablets for the treatment, they will tell you to take antibiotics 5 to 7 days like that. You have to continue the therapy. You have to continue the course. You should not discontinue. If they are telling means you have to take a 5 to 7 days. If again you are getting an infection, they are giving this same drug means there is no use because it becomes resistant because of your genetic alteration, gene level alteration, it get resistance. So it refers to development of antimicrobial resistance to an antimicrobial drug by a microorganism. It can be of two types, intrinsic resistance and acquired resistance. Acquired resistance, emergence of resistance in bacteria that are ordinarily susceptible by acquiring the genes coding for resistance. And overuse, already I told, overuse and misuse of antimicrobial agents is the single most important cause of development of acquired resistance. And you have to use the particular antibiotic possess selective pressure in your population, which in turn promotes resistant bacteria to thrive and the susceptible bacteria to die off. And here, mostly the bacterial population, resistant bacterial population in areas of high antimicrobial use, that they enjoy a selective advantage over the susceptible populations. Factors favoring the spread of antimicrobial resistance include poor infection control practices in hospitals, inadequate sanitary conditions, inappropriate food handling, irrational use of antibiotics by doctors, uncontrolled sale of antibiotics over the counters without prescription. People will go and pharmacy and get the antibiotics and they will be taken by themselves itself. That is a very wrong. See, here, this is the sensitive bacterium marked in the yellow. This is the resistant bacterium before antibiotics start. Okay. After the antibiotic treatment has started, selection of resistant bacterium after antibiotic pressure. So the final population will increase. It won't get decreased. Even though the susceptible bacterium will become resistant bacterium. Okay. Final population of resistant bacteria, and this strains spread in the environment and transfer the genes coding for resistant to other unrelated bacteria also. So even though if you are taking the antibiotic, there is no use. So you have to be very careful. What does mean by intrinsic resistance? Intrinsically resist, some drugs will be intrinsically resistant to some bacteria, organism. It refers to innate ability of your bacteria to resist a class of antimicrobial agents due to its inherent structural or functional characteristics. So here Enterobacteriaceae mostly intrinsic resistant to the following antimicrobial agents. Mostly the Enterobacteriaceae are intrinsically resistant to some antimicrobials such as clindamycin, daptomycin, fusidic acid, glycopeptides, lipoglycopeptides, linezolid, and azithromycin. Macrolides also, macrolides group, erythromycin, clarithromycin. Here, Salmonella and Shigella is exceptional. This is susceptible to azithromycin. And Klebsiella pneumoniae resistant to ampicillin and ticaracillin. Citrobacter, cefamycin, amoxicillin, second generation cephalosporins. Amoxiclav. Enterobacter, amoxiclav, amoxicillin, ampicillin, sulbactam. Non-fermenting gram-negative bacteria, that is a non-fermenter, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Acinetobacter. Mostly Pseudomonas aeruginosa for amoxiclav, ampicillin, sulbactam, ertapenem. Acinetobacter, amoxicillin, ampicillin, amoxiclav, ertapenem, azithromycin, and chloramphenicol and phosphomycin. Stenotrophomonas, Maltophilia is one of the organism. It is also not fermented. Amoxiclav, cefepime, cefotaxime, ceftriaxone, meropenem, and aminoglycosides, polymyxins, chloramphenicol, and phosphomycin. So gram-positive bacteria. See, this also intrinsically resistant to azithromycin, polymyxin B or colistin and aldexic acid. Enterococcus is resistant to cephalosporins, aminoglycosides, clindamycin, and cotrimoxazole. So, how it is getting a resistance? There is a two types are there, broad two types. One is a mutational resistance and transferable drug resistance. Here, mutational resistance developed due to mutation of the resident genes. Example, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Anti-tubercular drug therapy. It's all the drugs sometimes, even though the patient taken the medicine, after even though he will be or she are having the acid first bacilli positive. Why? Because he is getting a resistant. See here, low level resistant developed to one drug at a time, overcome by using combination of different classes of drugs. What is transferable drug resistance? It is the plasmid coded transferred by conjugation or rarely transduction or transformation. Resistance coded plasmid called or plasmid, it carry multiple genes, each coding for resistant to one class of antibiotic, and it results in high degree of resistance to multiple drugs which cannot be overcome by using the combination of drugs. So see what the difference between the mutational drug resistance and transferable drug resistance. Mutational drug resistance, resistant to one drug at a time. Transferable, multiple drug resistance at the same time. It has a low degree resistance, mutational. but transferable high degree resistance. Mutational, this resistance can be overcome by combination of drugs, but it cannot be overcome by drug combinations. And virulence of resistant mutants may be lower, but here virulence is not decreased. Mutation resistance is not transferable to other organisms, but spread to offsprings by vertical spread only. Here, resistance is transferable to other organisms spread by horizontal spread. So, what are the mechanism of antimicrobial resistance? Decreased permeability across the cell wall. Efflux pumps by enzymatic inactivation, by modifying the target sites, and beta-lactamase enzymes. Here, so these are all the resistant, antimicrobial resistant. Beta-lactamase enzymes, it is capable of hydrolyzing the beta-lactam ring of beta-lactam antibiotics and also deactivating their antibacterial properties. It is produced by both the gram-positive and gram-negative organisms. Here, plasmid coated, that is a transferred from one bacterium to other mostly by conjugation, except in the Staphylococcus aureus where they are transferred by transduction. And here, what is that ESBL? I told you, no, extended spectrum beta lactamase, resistant to all penicillins and the first, second, third generation, cephalosporins and monobactams, sensitive to carbapenems and cefamycins. And resistance can be overcome by use of beta-lactam along with a beta-lactamase inhibitor. AMC beta-lactamase. Here, this is the ampicillin resistant AMC gene. Okay, sensitive to carbapenems. Resistance cannot be overcome by beta-lactam plus beta-lactamase inhibitor. Carbapenemases are resistant to antibiotic to which AMC beta-lactamase produces are resistant. In addition, they are also resistant to the carbapenems. Important carbapenemase enzymes are Klebsiella pneumoniae carbapenemase KPC and New Delhi metallobeta-lactamase NDM, MBL reduction organism. Okay, now we have come. So far we have seen the antimicrobial agents, what are the classifications and everything, and antimicrobial resistance. Finally, how you are telling this drug is sensitive, this drug is resistant by doing the antibiotic susceptibility testing. So here, what are the methods they will use? Diffusion method. Here, this is a manual. Okay, Stokes method, Kribbe-Boyer method, dilution method. In dilution method, agar dilution and broth dilution. And automated methods are also there. Bactec and for antibiotic everything automated is there. Midget and for tuberculosis. Okay, here this is a Kribbe-Boyer method. Here they have to streak the plate called Muller-Hinton agar plate we are using. Muller-Hinton agar plate we have to use for antibiotic sensitivity testing. So already have to put the inoculum in the peptone water and have to incubate in the incubator. After 1 hour after incubation, you have to take the peptone water inoculated organism with the sterile swab. You have to do the processing, that is lawn culture. Okay, that culture name is called lawn culture. You have to streak up the 4 quadrants. 4 quadrants. 1 like this. 1, 2, and 3. You have to rotate the plate. And 4. 4 quadrants you have to streak. See, small filter paper disc impregnated with the standard amount of antibiotic is available already ready-made. Placed onto a agar plate to which bacteria have been swabbed. The plates incubated overhead. In one plate, single plate, you can keep a 6 drug. If you want to know more antibiotics on the second line also, you have to use the second plate, not in the same plate. There is a space between this disc. Then only you know next day the zone level and everything. Okay, the plate incubated overnight and zone of inhibition of bacterial growth is measured. See, this is a zone because this diffuses with the media and then organism will grow. Okay, then this is a zone of inhibition, the clear space. So there is an antibiotic scale is there. So we have to measure this zone of inhibition like this up with the antibiotic scale. So in that they will be giving the measurements, whether it is sensitive, how much resistant, how much intermediate, how much like that. So you have to measure. See, the total disc size is 6 mm. If no zone is there, it is a resistant only. Okay, if no zone is there, it is a resistant only. So here you can see the zone of inhibition, the clear space and all. You have to measure. See, interpretation, susceptible means you can see large zones of inhibition with the scale. See, this is a large zones you can see. That is a susceptible. There is a number also is there, measurement number. You have to see in the antibiotic chart. Resistance means small or no zone of inhibition indicator. And intermediate between the accepted that cutoff for the other interpretation, sensitive and resistance. But it also considered as a resistance only. And minimum inhibitory concentration or MSC is defined as the minimum concentration of antibiotic. This will inhibit the growth of the isolated microorganism. This is a broth dilution. So they will keep the tubes dilution, okay, doubling dilution 0, 2, 4, 8 like that. And they have to inoculate the organism and you have to see the turbidity level of the peptone agar. See, this is a plate. They will first inoculate with the dilution and they have to inoculate in the plate to see the culture growth. See, this is the E test, E strip. This is E strip. This is mainly for vancomycin resistant enterococci you have to detect. So disc method is not useful to detect the vancomycin. Here you have to use the E test. So this strip is coded with the numbering also and also drug. So if you keep this strip like this, next day up to the level which mark you are getting the zone of inhibition like this. So you have to measure and you have to say whether the drug is resistant to the enterococci for mainly enterococci. We are in vancomycin enterococci. We are doing the method. Combination therapy. The 2 or more antibiotics are used in a special cases. That is for to detect the ESBL and to detect the MBL. Yes, ESBL means external spectrum beta lactamase and metallo-beta lactamase to prevent the emergence of the resistant strains, and you have to treat the emergency cases during the period when an etiological diagnosis is still in progress, and also you have to take the advantage of antibiotic synergism. So what is synergism? When the effect of a combination of antibiotics is greater than the sum of the effects of the individual antibiotics is called antibiotic synergism. Antibiotic antagonism. When one antibiotic, usually the one with the least effect, interferes with the effects of another antibiotic. This is called a antibiotic antagonism. So this is about the antibiotic synergism and antagonism, and everything about the antimicrobial resistance and agents. Thank you.